Hey there, friends. Hope you're feeling great today, because I've got something really special lined up for you. You've probably heard of the Mona Lisa, that small painting everyone around the world seems to recognize. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why is it actually so famous? What's the big deal about it? Why does everyone keep talking about this one painting? And hey, any guesses on how much it's worth? Well, get this. The Mona Lisa is considered priceless. Yep, you heard me. There's literally no price tag that could ever be placed on it. But why is that? What makes it so valuable? That's exactly what we're going to dig into today. And trust me, this is a perfect way to sharpen your English listening and speaking skills at the same time. So let's get into it and improve your English while solving one of art's biggest mysteries. All right, let's rewind about 500 years, all the way back to 1503. There was this man, Leonardo da Vinci, and let me tell you, he wasn't just smart. He was on another level, a true genius, the kind you usually only read about in history books. But Leonardo didn't stop at painting. Nope, this guy wore a lot of hats: engineer, scientist, architect, sculptor, even a cartographer, which is just a fancy word for someone who makes maps. He explored everything from the stars in the sky to the muscles in the human body. He studied plants, fossils, and pretty much anything else he could get his hands on. Seriously, how can one man know so much? Now, let's talk about the painting that made him a legend, the Mona Lisa. Did you know it took Leonardo 14 years to finish it? Yeah, 14 years for one portrait. And get this, he spent 12 of those years just working on her lips. I'm not kidding. 12 years perfecting one smile. So what made him take so long? Well, the Mona Lisa doesn't have a simple smile. Sometimes she looks happy, sometimes a little sad. Depending on your mood, or even the angle you're looking from, her expression changes. It's like she's got some kind of secret she's not telling. Leonardo became obsessed with getting every little detail just right. Her eyes, her skin, her hair, her expression, especially that smile. He wanted her to look real, almost alive. And honestly, people say her smile still feels like magic. But here's the next big question. Who is she? Truth is, no one really knows. Some folks believe she was a real woman named Lisa Gerardini, married to a wealthy merchant. Others think she was someone Leonardo made up entirely. And then there's the wildest theory of all. Some believe the Mona Lisa might actually be a self-portrait of Leonardo himself as a woman. I know, sounds crazy, but people have seriously studied this. Now let's talk about a couple of cool little details in the painting. First, her eyes. They seem to follow you no matter where you go. It's like she's watching you from every corner of the room. A little creepy? Maybe, but definitely fascinating. Second, check out the background. If you really look, you'll notice it's just as mysterious as her expression. The background behind her isn't based on a real place. It looks more like something out of a dream. Peaceful, surreal, almost like a fantasy world. Then there's that smile, probably the most famous smile on Earth. Is she happy? Sad? Hiding something? That's the mystery, and it's why people call it the most puzzling expression ever painted. Now let me tell you about one of the wildest chapters in Mona Lisa's history, the time she was actually stolen. Yep, you heard that right. Someone took her. And believe it or not, that theft is what really launched her into worldwide fame. Sounds unbelievable. Let's dig into the story. First, a quick question. Why is the Mona Lisa in France and not in Italy? After all, Leonardo da Vinci was Italian. Shouldn't the painting have stayed there? Here's what happened. In the final years of his life, Leonardo moved to France. He was invited by King Francis I, who was a huge admirer of his work. The king gave Leonardo a beautiful home near the Loire Valley, where he spent his last days. When Leonardo passed away in 1519, the Mona Lisa stayed behind in France. It eventually became part of the French royal collection and later ended up in the Louvre Museum in Paris, where it still hangs today. Now let's get to the juicy part, the theft itself. It happened in 1911, more than a century ago. Back then, the Mona Lisa wasn't the superstar painting she is today. People liked it, sure, but it wasn't world famous yet. So why steal it? The thief was a man named Vincenzo Peruggia, an Italian handyman working at the Louvre. He believed the Mona Lisa had been wrongfully taken by the French and felt it belonged in Italy. In his eyes, he was just bringing her home. One morning, Perugia hid inside the museum. When the place was closed, he slipped into the gallery, lifted the Mona Lisa off the wall, tucked it under his coat, and walked right out. No security cameras, no alarms, no one chasing him. Just like that, gone. When the world found out, people lost their minds. The theft made headlines around the globe. Even though the painting hadn't been that famous before, the fact that it vanished turned it into a global sensation. Here's the crazy part. People actually went to the Louvre just to see the empty space where the Mona Lisa had hung. A blank wall. And crowds lined up to see it. That's how much buzz the theft created. The painting was missing for 2 whole years. No one knew where it was, or who had taken it. Even some famous names, like Pablo Picasso, were suspected of being involved. Yeah, really. But in 1913, Perugia got caught. He tried to sell the painting to an art dealer in Italy. The dealer immediately recognized it as the real Mona Lisa and called the police. Perugia was arrested, and the painting was returned safely to the Louvre. Now here's the truth. Before all that, the Mona Lisa wasn't considered the most important painting in the world. Art lovers appreciated it, sure, but it wasn't a cultural icon. But after the theft, everything changed. The drama of the story, the mystery of her smile, and the sudden spotlight from global media turned her into a legend. When the painting came back to the Louvre, millions of people rushed to see it. And ever since then, it's been the most visited and talked about painting on the planet. Let's talk about money for a second. How much is the Mona Lisa actually worth? Well, back in 1962, it was insured for $100 million. And when you adjust that for today's inflation, we're talking over $900 million. But here's the truth, it's priceless. No one on earth could buy it, no matter how rich they are. After that famous theft, the Louvre stepped up its security big time. Today, the Mona Lisa is protected inside a special case made of bulletproof glass. The case even controls the temperature and humidity to keep the painting safe from damage. And here's the thing. The Mona Lisa isn't just famous because of her mysterious smile or perfect technique. She's famous because of everything around her. The stories, the history, the drama, and of course, the man who painted her, Leonardo da Vinci. We've already covered Leonardo's genius and the wild theft story that made this painting a legend. But now, let's go even deeper. There's a whole world of secrets, surprises, and little-known details hiding inside this artwork. Get ready, because what you're about to hear might just blow your mind. Ever stared at a painting and felt like the eyes were following you? That's exactly what happens with the Mona Lisa. No matter where you stand in the room, her gaze seems locked on you. How's that possible? Leonardo used a technique called sfumato, which means soft in Italian. He blended the colors so gently that you can't see any harsh lines. That softness gives her face a lifelike quality, especially her eyes. Some people even joke that she can see right through you, like she knows your secrets. Now let's circle back to that famous smile. It's not just a smile, it's a whole mood. If you're feeling cheerful, it might look warm and inviting. But if you're down, it can come across as distant or sad. It's almost like her expression shifts based on how you feel. So how did Leonardo pull that off? He used light and shadow so skillfully that her face seems to change depending on the angle and your emotions. This optical trick has even been named the Mona Lisa effect. Take a good look at the background behind her. It's not just random hills and rivers. It feels like a strange, dreamlike place. Winding roads, mysterious bridges, rivers that lead nowhere. It's surreal. And here's something wild. The left side of the background sits lower than the right. That little imbalance creates a visual illusion, adding even more mystery to the painting. Some believe this represents the duality of life, joy and sorrow, reality and imagination. It's subtle, but powerful. Now, let's talk about some hidden secrets that modern technology has helped uncover. Over the years, experts have studied the Mona Lisa using X-rays and infrared scans. And what they've found is seriously cool. First, hidden layers. Leonardo made changes to the painting as he worked. There's a different version of her smile underneath the one we see now. Second, tiny letters in her eyes. Some researchers claim they found microscopic numbers or initials in her pupils, possibly Leonardo's or maybe some secret code. Third, she has no eyebrows or eyelashes. Ever noticed that? Some think he left them out on purpose to give her face a more timeless, universal look. Now let's talk about what she's survived. Her life hasn't exactly been easy. She's been through wars, revolutions, even physical attacks. During the French Revolution, she was hidden away in storage to keep her safe from thieves. During World War II, she was moved to a secret location so the Nazis wouldn't get their hands on her. In 1956, someone threw a rock at her, chipping a bit of paint. Later, another person tried to spray paint her, but luckily, they were stopped in time. Thanks to all that, she's now protected by some of the most secure museum glass in the world. And get this, the Mona Lisa isn't just a painting anymore. She's inspired music, movies, memes, you name it. Artists like Nat King Cole and Beyoncé have referenced her in their songs. She's shown up in films, TV shows, even cartoons. You've probably seen the Mona Lisa recreated in just about every way you can imagine. From tiny Lego mosaics to coffee foam art, her image is everywhere. And that just shows how deeply she's embedded in our global culture. But here's the big question. Why can't people stop talking about the Mona Lisa? It's not just about her beauty or that famous, mysterious smile. It's about the emotion, the stories, and the history she carries with her. The Mona Lisa isn't just a painting. She's a symbol, a living reminder of art, mystery, and what human creativity can do. Leonardo da Vinci poured his heart into her, and somehow, 5 centuries later, she still feels alive. That's why millions of people make the trip to Paris just to see her, sometimes only for a few seconds. Over the years, the Mona Lisa has sparked all kinds of wild theories and deep questions. Let's take a look at some of the most interesting ones. First, the idea that she's actually Leonardo da Vinci in disguise. Some experts have compared their facial features and found similarities. Could it be that Leonardo painted himself as a woman, maybe to express both sides of his identity? Second, the mystery of who she really is. While most believe she's Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant, others say she could be a noblewoman, a goddess, or even someone completely made up. Some believe she wasn't a real person at all, but a symbol, an idea of eternal beauty. And then there are the codes. Some folks believe Leonardo hid secret messages in the Mona Lisa, tiny symbols in her eyes, her clothes, or even in the background. Could he have left behind clues about his inventions, his beliefs, or personal secrets? No one knows for sure, but the mystery keeps people guessing. Think about this. The Mona Lisa is over 500 years old, yet somehow, she still feels fresh and relevant. Why is that? First, her universal appeal. That expression, happy, sad, thoughtful, calm, it taps into emotions we all understand. She speaks to everyone, no matter where you're from or what language you speak. Second, Leonardo's genius. He combined science, math, and art in a way no one else had done before. The Mona Lisa isn't just a portrait. It's a scientific and artistic marvel, created by someone way ahead of his time. Third, her incredible story. She's lived through wars, revolutions, and even theft. She's been attacked, hidden, and protected. And yet, she remains one of the most beloved and recognized works of art in the world. To own the Mona Lisa would be like holding a piece of human history in your hands. And maybe that's what makes her so special. She connects us. She reminds us of what people are capable of when they chase something bigger than themselves. Leonardo didn't paint the Mona Lisa for money or fame. He painted her because he loved creating. He cared deeply about his craft. It took him 14 years to finish this masterpiece, and he spent 12 of those years just on her lips. That kind of patience and dedication, it shows us the true value of putting your heart into what you do. Even though Leonardo never saw how famous the painting would become, his work changed the world forever. The Mona Lisa teaches us something powerful. Dream big. Never stop learning. Leonardo wasn't just a painter. He was a scientist, an inventor, a thinker. He showed us that curiosity and creativity have no limits. Be patient and stay focused. This masterpiece wasn't rushed. It took years of effort and tiny, careful details. Great things take time, and that's okay. And finally, leave your mark. Just like Leonardo, each of us has something unique to offer. Whether it's through art, music, teaching, or any passion you have, your work can outlive you. It can inspire people you'll never even meet. The Mona Lisa isn't just a painting. She's a story, a symbol, and a reminder of what humans can accomplish when they push their limits. So now I ask you, what's your version of the Mona Lisa? What can you create that will move others? How will you leave your mark on the world? That's the grand finale of the Mona Lisa mystery. I hope you enjoyed the journey and learned something that sticks with you. Remember, the Mona Lisa is more than just a painting. She's proof of what's possible when you dream big and never give up. Thanks for being here with me. Now go out there and create your own masterpiece. Like this video and subscribe to my channel.